Hey Toby, I was just wondering how you were liking your lunch today.
Well, if I'm being honest, you put a lot of frozen food here. I really don't think this is a healthy lunch. Not your best work, Gina.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm really sorry to hear that. I was just trying to fill it with different foods that I knew you liked. Next time I'll try to pack something a little healthier for you, okay?
That's more like it. I don't more this frozen food crap.
Not even just a couple little things? I only put them in there because I noticed there was some empty space in your lunchbox, and I wanted to make sure you had enough to eat.
I need to, okay? If I was just gonna eat frozen food, then why would I make my own lunch? I mean, at that point, you're not even doing the cooking. I am when I put it in the microwave.
I guess you have a point there. I just thought that you liked what I packed for you today. Did you really dislike it that much?
I'm not talking about foods that I like or don't like here, okay? What I'm saying is that when you pack my lunch, I want you to pack it with homemade food, okay?
But you know that I'm working too, right? Can't you at least be a little more understanding of my circumstances too?
I think you're blaming all of this on the fact that we both work. You forget that you don't even make as much as I do, and you always go in before I do too. So I don't think I'm being unreasonable when I ask you to just put a little more care into my lunches.
I'm really sorry, Toby. I really was just trying to pack you something I thought you'd like. But after work, I'm always busy cleaning up around the house and doing all of the chores. I think it's a little unfair that you never help me out with those.
You're my wife, aren't you, Gina?
Of course I am.
Well, then that's why you do wife work. You don't even work a real job like me, so don't go telling me that you're too tired when you get back from work.
But that isn't fair. I really do feel tired, and I really am always keeping busy.
Whatever. You're at least gonna stop working once you get pregnant though, right?
Well, I'm not pregnant yet, so I really don't know about that. But I guess if I do, and when I get pretty far along, I probably will have to stop working for a little bit. I would want to be there for our baby while they were little, but once they get a little bit older, then I'll probably go back out and look for a job.
There you go. All women are the same, thinking that they can have it both ways.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that if you have a kid to raise, how do you expect to handle working a job as well?
Well, obviously, I'm going to prioritize taking care of our child, but you're going to be helping me raise them as well, right?
Of course I will, but I'm gonna do that by going out and working so that our family has food on the table. You're the wife, so you'll take care of everything that happens inside the house. And you can start by trying a little harder with the lunches that you've been packing me. And quit always having something to say when I tell you what to do. Is it really so hard to keep a house in pristine condition every single day?
Toby, I don't understand what's gotten into you. It's like you've become a completely different person ever since I married you. I feel like all you ever do is remind me that I'm your wife and give me orders. You never ever used to talk to me like that before.
Well, that's because we're not dating anymore. Or should I try and win you over now that I have you? I'm only letting you know who I really am with this.
But still, this change is too much. I feel like I've been tricked some days.
So you're saying that you're unhappy being married to me then?
That's not it. I really am happy, Toby.
Well then, why don't you quit all your whining and show a little more gratitude? I mean, a woman as comely, as simple as you should feel pretty lucky to have such an amazing husband as me. Do you really think that you could ever find anyone else who'd ever want to marry you? And all I ask in return is that you do what I say when I say it.
You mean about taking care of all of the chores and things like that?
Exactly! Now you're getting it. If you can't at least take care of all the housework and chores, and honestly, I don't even know why we're married. So why don't you work hard to make me not regret marrying you, okay?
So then you're regretting marrying me, is what you're saying.
I'm not regretting it per se, but let's just say it's getting there.
Okay then. I promise to be more careful when packing your lunches then.
Well, that'll be a good first step, but that isn't the only chore that you'll have to be doing. I want you to make sure to have a bath ready for me when I get home, and make the house spotless too. I don't want to see a single bit of dust or strands of hair around the house. Everything has got to be perfect. Do you understand?
Toby, I'm really sorry, but you might have to figure out dinner on your own tonight.
Wait, what? What happened?
Well, I have to eat dinner with a client tonight, so I won't be able to cook for you.
Wait, you're going out to dinner with someone from work?
It's not just going to be the two of us. My boss and some coworkers are also going to be there.
I don't care if the whole office is there. Who's gonna make my dinner if you won't?
I know, and I am really sorry about all of this. But it's for work, and I don't really have a choice.
So, your work is giving you overtime. Why? What's the point? Are they gonna give you some kind of raise for that or something?
I don't really think that's what's going to happen. It's just some of the more rural clients who don't come to the city that often and who wanted to meet us since they happen to be in town.
Well, if your job is gonna be making you do stupid stuff like this, why not just find another one?
What do you mean? What's so bad about going out for dinner as part of work?
You need to find a job that gets you back home at the same time every single day. How else are you gonna take care of all the chores if you can't do that?
But I have been doing all the chores every single day.
And now tonight, you're gonna make me figure out my own dinner? I work all day. Come home tired and hungry. And now you're telling me I'll have to cook my own dinner too.
Well, that's actually something that I kind of wanted to talk to you about since you're bringing it up. There have been some days where you have still made me cook for you, only for you to go out drinking and eating with friends instead. And then when I tried to give you the leftovers as lunch tomorrow, you said that you wouldn't eat something that wasn't cooked fresh.
Well, in that case, it's different. Don't try and pretend like our cases are similar.
I just want more communication. I don't think that you're being fair to me at all.
And just who do you think you are getting mad at me for making simple requests, huh?
I just don't know why you always have to make it sound like I'm being ungrateful or something.
Well, it's because you are. You have no idea how good you've got it with me. I lower myself to marry a fat, ugly cow like you, and you think you can complain to me?
Excuse me? Why would you say that to me?
Gina, honestly, have you looked in a mirror recently? You weren't great to look at before we got married, but now, wow is all I can say.
So then you never once thought that I was pretty?
Do you really think that I married you because I loved you or was attracted to you? I had to massively curb my standards just for you.
So basically, you're saying that you settled for me.
Exactly! And that's why you need to learn that you are in no position to ask anything of me after I've already given up so much for you. So quit asking me to do more around the house or communicate my plans to you. You should be lucky that I even do what I do for you now.
But I didn't get married just to be stuck in the house doing chores all day when I wasn't working.
Well, that might be how you feel about things, but you know, wake up and face reality. I'll let this go just once, but don't let it happen again. Also, while you're out, go and find some gifts that we can give my parents when we go out and visit them for the holidays this year.
Toby, do you even like me?
What are you talking about? You moved past that conversation already.
I just want to know, did you want a wife or just someone to clean up after you? Because we agreed to work together. I never agreed to become your maid. Why are we even together if you just want to use me without ever appreciating the things I do?
Here we go again. I know we just got married, but I'm not afraid to go and get a divorce right now. Is that what you want? To just throw this marriage down the drain? Your parents were so happy to see you get married on our wedding day, you know? But I guess you don't have any issue just trampling all over their happiness.
I think that if my parents knew how I felt now, that they would encourage me to do what's best.
Okay, fine then. Let's do it. I don't have time to go back and forth with you about this. Honestly, this is why I just hate dealing with women. I can't think logically, they just react. I can never ever talk with you.
Well, I feel the same way with you. It feels like you never do anything to understand the way I feel.
Wait a second, I think I see what's going on here now. You're on your period, aren't you?
Excuse me? Are you serious?
Well, I just don't know of any other reason why you'd be acting so irrationally.
I'm not being irrational. I'm trying to tell you about how I'm feeling, Toby.
Let's just focus on what we have in front of us before worrying about anything else. And that means finding a gift to bring back to my parents when we visit them. Then maybe after the holidays, we can talk about what we want to do next. But for now, just stay quiet and do as I say. I don't want to hear any more complaints coming from you.
Toby, why would you go and say all of those horrible things?
What do you want now? I'm hanging out with some old friends and I don't need my stupid wife nagging me while I'm out.
You really are just awful, do you know that? How could you tell your parents that I don't do anything around the house all day? You lied to them and told them that I've never once packed your lunch and hardly ever clean up around the house. You didn't have to go and say all of that, you know.
Why shouldn't I have told them that if it's true?
It's not true, though. I also do just as you say and make sure the house is kept spotless. And I even started getting up early just to cook your lunch fresh that morning. And on top of all of that, I'm constantly monitoring the house for any signs of a mess or dust or anything dirty.
You really think I'm going to give you a pass for putting the bare minimum effort into all of those things? I just wanted to make sure that my parents knew the kind of life that we were living before you and I went home.
It's the holidays, though. How could you say all those awful things at this time of the year?
Well, you see my mom's face when I was talking to her about you. She was just cringing and doing her best not to say anything. But it's clear that she didn't see our situation getting any better with the way you are now.
I didn't see her face because I had to run into the guest room so that no one would see my crying after all you said.
Such a classic woman thing to do. But more than that, I invite you all the way to my parents' house and you have to go and try to make it all about you. What is even the point of being married to you?
What else was I supposed to do? You were saying horrible things about me to your family while I was in the room. I felt so horrible that I couldn't even look up to meet your mom's eyes. And then you just left the house to go be with your friends.
Are you really going to blame me for doing that? You know that I only ever see these guys when I come home and visit home. Who knows when I'll have a chance to do this again?
But you didn't even come in to check on me. You just left the house. That isn't right.
Well, don't go trying to blame this on me when it's really all your fault. Maybe if you just quit complaining and kept the house clean like I asked you to do, then this wouldn't have happened. You really can be so stupid sometimes, you know that? If you're looking for someone to blame, try yourself first.
That's it. I can't stand this anymore. I can't be with you any longer, Toby.
Are you really trying to start another fight with me right now? You really have some nerve, you know that? I thought ugly chicks were better about knowing their place. But maybe it isn't all your fault. Maybe I made some mistakes too.
And just what are you trying to say there?
I mean, I thought it would have been easier to marry the ugly fat chick, but all you've done is argue and complain. I never wanted this life for me. And you're just taking advantage of being married to someone like me.
I knew it. I knew that this wasn't going to work out.
So what, you just gonna leave then?
And what if I am? What are you going to do about it, huh?
How are you gonna get home? All the subways are closed for the holidays and I took the car. You're stuck here. You can't go anywhere, you stupid woman.
I would honestly just walk home at this point.
But it's freezing and snowy outside. You never make it.
Well, then I guess I'll just leave first thing in the morning tomorrow.
Well, then I guess have until then to set you straight, don't I?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, that after I get home tonight, I'm gonna talk to my parents and make sure they know exactly how useless of a wife you've been. Then I'm gonna take them and we're gonna lecture about what it means to be a good wife until morning. How does that sound of that, huh? You're never gonna be able to fight against me again. I'll make sure you understand how wrong you've been. Oh, Gina! I just wanted to let you know that I'm almost home now. I hope that you're ready for what's coming to you. Are my parents ready to start without me?
Why? Did you tell your mom to set me straight until you got home to do it yourself?
Of course I did! I called her telling her all the horrible things you've been putting me through since we got married.
I'm just glad that I know the truth about how you feel about me now.
Well, then hopefully it's at least wakes you up to what you have to do to change that.
No, I am not going to just lie down and do whatever you want me to.
You uppity cow! I'll make you eat those words! Even apologizing won't get you out of what's coming now. Heck, why is the door to the house locked? Open the door for me right now!
Did you just get back home?
That's right, now get over here and open the door for me this instant!
I'm afraid I can't do that, Toby.
What are you talking about? Can't you hear me pounding on the door? Open it right now!
I told you that I can't. Your mom is telling me not to.
What do you mean my mom is telling you not to?
It's the truth. She said she doesn't want trash like you in her house anymore.
Are you kidding me? Why would she say that? My mom would never talk about me like that. She's always on my side. You're just lying to me.
It's no lie, Toby. Your mom is fed up with the way you've been acting. She had suspected that something might have been up, but tonight you told her all she needs to hear about our relationship. Not to mention that while you were out, I told her all about what you've really been doing to and asking of me. And about all of the horrible things you've said about women in general, and especially me.
Why would you do that? My mom doesn't need to know all about my private business. Are you ashamed to tattle like that?
No, I'm not, Toby. I'm not ashamed at all to stand up to you and make known to your family who you really are. And just why are you so upset about this anyways? If you really thought you were justified in all of this, there'd be no reason for you to be upset, right?
Just open the damn door already! How long are you gonna be making me stand out here?
I already told you that you're not getting in the house. Neither of your parents want you here with them. This whole time, I was really worried that I might have been doing something wrong to make you upset. But having your parents be here to witness it all really put things into perspective for me. I want a divorce, Toby.
Just get my mom out here so we can talk! She's not picking up her phone at all.
That's because she's turned her phone to silent and is ignoring it. But don't worry. I'm telling them exactly what you're sending me right now. And by the way, your mom says for you to go away and never come back.
Quit showing my parents our messages! Everything I've done has been for you! I've just been trying to tell you how to be a good wife!
You've been doing all this for me? Is that a joke? You've been doing it for yourself. We both work, and yet I end up having to take care of all of the housework. How is that fair? You've just been using me to do what you don't want to, and you've been insulting me the whole time, too.
I'm telling you that you're getting it all wrong.
No, I'm not. I've thought long and hard about the way you've been treating me and the things that I've done for you. You've never once treated me like an equal, even though you're my husband.
Please, my phone is gonna die soon. Just let me in. Then we could all just talk this out in person.
I have nothing else that I want to say to you besides that you're not going to set a foot inside this house.
Okay, alright, fine. I'll apologize to you if you just let me in. I'm freezing out here. I know that you work really hard for us both, and I do really appreciate that, so please just let me in.
I'm sorry, but letting you in isn't up to me. The only thing I want to hear from you is that you'll divorce me.
Can't we just talk about this later, please?
No, promise me that you're going to go through with it. You have no idea just how easy I've made it for you, while you heap on abuse and ignore all of the stress that I've been under. I'm not about to just forgive you for that.
Well, I promise to never say anything like that ever again, okay?
I can't believe a word that you say to me. You're nothing but a liar, even before we got married. You pretended to be a sweet, caring man just so that you could try and trap me into your marriage when I'd be your maid.
I just thought that I was making the easy choice for myself by marrying you, I swear. You have to believe me. You don't really want a divorce, do you? Let's just talk this out in person.
You think I care what other people will think if we split up? If people knew the truth, they would probably applaud me for getting out of that situation with you.
Gina, I really am sorry, and I promise to not let anything like this happen again. Can't we just both admit that we made mistakes and move on?
No, no, and no. I've given you my answer so many times now. You've given me more than enough reason to divorce you, and I never want to see you again. After that, Toby's phone must have run out of battery because he began shouting even louder from the front door for us to let him in. But nobody got up to unlock the door for him. He stood out there for hours in the freezing winter cold, begging for forgiveness. Finally, he began to blame himself, admitting to all of the horrible things he had done and said to me. But still, no one would let him in until he finally promised to sign the divorce papers first thing tomorrow morning. The next day, flanked on either side by his parents and sitting across from me, Toby swallowed his pride and signed the divorce papers. After that, both his parents told him that they were disinheriting him. Not long afterwards, rumors began spreading around the small town about what a horrible husband Toby had been, and before long, not even his friends wanted to hang out with him anymore. I know that it hurt my parents seeing me get divorced, since they were really so happy on my wedding day. But after hearing about what I had been through, they were more relieved than anything at the fact that I had managed to get myself out of such a terrible situation.